Prince Raylac. You are not a faceless. Reveal yourself or die.
Death is no longer an option for me.
I am a faceless of sorts, like none the dragons had ever dreamed.
Some wizard just walked into the invisible library, pretending to be me. These guardians were faceless. You are the masters of deception, by Molasses Shadow! How is that possible?
How this was done, we know. He wore the mask of the false face. What we do not understand is why.
What secret has the intruder stolen from the library? Some terrible spell?
He took nothing, but certain things have been forgotten.
Forgotten? The library is made up of 1,000 overlapping minds. How could all of them forget something? Is this the work of the angels?
No, this enemy is dark, darker than the night, a shade of black to eclipse even our darkest shadows.
Hierophant Anastasia, you summoned me back after all these years. I trust you have good reason.
We've no time for formalities, Lord Vane. As you have surely noted, a sickness attacks those tied to the Mother Namtaru's power. The cult is in danger.
To the moon with your cult. You know well that I care nothing for the Spider Queen or the Sacred Cycle.
Lord Vane, the spider's sacred venom also runs through your own body, and in time you too will feel its bite.
Why not Master Belketh, or one of his creatures?
Lord Belketh seeks a remedy for the illness that plagues us all, whilst our Imperial neighbors have taken advantage of our weakness and invaded.
I'll go if you command me.
I command you, Lord Vane, to defend our lands. You shall depart at once for Nelson Nadine. Ludmilla will meet you there.
Another familiar face I hoped I would never see again.
You won't travel alone. My young servant Zakera will accompany you. Don't be fooled by her youth, or by the fact that she's still mortal. She'll prove invaluable in more ways than you can currently fathom.
Lord Vane! The vampires in our army are dying like flies on icy dung. Fresh blood is not helping them. They've lost their hunger.
I have seen this, Zakera. There is no need to report to me. Return to the wagons, and take that blasted blackbird with you.
My mistress ordered me to come with you. I suppose there is a purpose. We are to get to know each other better, to catch up on lost years, she said. I could care less, but I'll not be treated like some household ghoul.
Return to the wagons, or I'll have you tied behind them and the bird's feathers will line my pillow. Are you not Yashar, the wizard who raised the Lamassu? I think we've met, but my memory fails me.
We have indeed met, Lord Vane. You visited me with Anastasia and a small child.
A small child? I have no memory of it. I'm sorry.
Ah, they say the loss of memory is one of the first signs.
I have urgent matters at hand. We are invaded. I could use some Lamassu to fill my ranks.
I believe I can help you. Come back to me when you're feeling more worthy. The illness has taken me, I fear, for I can barely walk. I'm working on a red lilac balm that I believe might stave off some of the effects of this sickness.
Lord Vane, the Reaper of Souls, Supreme Executioner of Arkan Belketh. These must be desperate times indeed, if Anastasia is calling in markers from you.
Lady Ludmilla, where are the Imperial troops positioned? How did they destroy the bridge?
I destroyed the bridge to keep them from crossing it. And it's good to see you again as well, Vane, after all these years.
We were never friends, Ludmilla.
You may never have had friends, but you were most definitely missed. I also remember your personal touches on the battlefield. Heads on poles, skinned bodies, bloody gore. I crossed such a place that bore your marks on my way here. Why didn't you go straight to meet me at Nelsham Nadine before spreading terror amongst our enemies?
What are you talking about? I've not crossed any Imperial troops along the way. I also no longer skin my prey.
By the spider, I could swear those massacres I passed were yours. They say this blood sickness attacks the mind first. One of us must already be severely infected.
Enough talk. Show me the bridge. I remember this place. I fought a pitched battle here when I was young. Thousands died, refusing to kneel to Belketh.
Surprising. They refused to follow Belketh, the Angel of Death, and Lord Vane, the Reaper of Souls. I can't imagine why.
We cannot use their bones nor their spirits. As they died, they swore an oath to Eloth and remain here like a floating curse.
Oaths almost always have a clause of resolution. I know of a scroll that might lift this curse.
Enlisting their bones would be a proper conclusion to my war with them. Those men killed my favorite horse. The scroll of the Undying Oath. I'll raise an army worthy of a Reaper's stallion.
I want these catapults spitting blazing wrath by nightfall. Elrath and the Emperor shall see what stuff we are made of. These tainted lands shall be purified.
Catapults? How many, Bird? So few? Princess Drew underestimates the necromancers of the Seven Cities. Her youth will be her downfall. I was never truly young, Bluebeak. You know that better than anyone. You fought bravely to protect your lands, and here you linger still to protect them from me. I release you from your oaths of vengeance. Prepare for war!
You burned down a rookery of ravens, Lord Vane? How could you?
And that's not the half of it. He actually ate their eggs afterwards.
By all the dragons, what could I have done to merit the company of both of you?
Lord Vane does not have a sense of humor, Lady Ludmilla. Be careful, or he'll have you tied up with me inside a wagon.
Enough! What news do you bring of the enemy?
Angels have crossed the river and are conjuring a light gate through the spirit world to teleport the entire Imperial army.
I need more resources. I cut through their lines, I can take the furthest minds before they've had a chance to react.
To think men once only feared your blade. Now they will fear your armies.
Whatever brings victory, fear is a powerful weapon when used appropriately.
Why did you leave us? You were the Reaper at a time when Belkith himself was forging us into an order. You could be ruling today in Anastasia's place if you had desired.
Belketh founded an order, but it became a cult when Sveltana freed and brought us the Mother Namtaru. One day we were wizards, and the next we were priests. I have no faith in the Spider Queen. I only ever trusted my sword.
And what if tomorrow we become a clan of Death Lords, and with our armies decide to rule the world?
I have seen where that path leads. Do not seek it, Ludmilla. It will bring you only emptiness.
They're not criminals. They are simply loyal to an incompetent leader, Ludmilla. Spare them the fate of a ghoul. Let their souls pass on to Asha.
We need to make an example of these prisoners. Any man or woman who invades the lands of the Spider Queen are criminals and serve in her armies.
If anyone is to pardon or condemn, it is me.
I am truly impressed, Lord Vane. I recognize the Reaper of Souls. Once again, the bards of the Holy Falcon Empire will terrify their children with songs of your deeds.
This is not what Anastasia would have done, nor wanted you to do. She told me that you would teach me much. There is no honor for me on this path.
Zakera, what now? These Knights of Light have invaded our lands. Do you want us to put flowers over their graves? They need to be taught a lesson in pain, or they'll just keep coming back.
I'll pray to Asha for both of you. Your hearts are colder than stone.
Do not judge me, Zakera. Asha uses me the way I am.
Anastasia told me that you would teach me much, Lord Vane. I can see why now. You fight with grim and cold determination, but you do so with your own breed of honor.
Honor? Zakera, what now? These Knights of Light have invaded our lands. Do you want us to put flowers over their graves while we're at it? They need to be taught a lesson in pain, or they'll just keep coming back.
Ludmilla, Asha uses all. And Asha is using Lord Vane like a finely sharpened blade.
Where has the Reaper gone, Lord Vane? Half of Herish was trembling in their crypts when they heard you had returned. Your time with the Windswords may have given you a keener scythe, but it has also dulled your spirits.
Leave me, both of you. Your counsel would be better spent amongst yourselves in the wagons. Some spitting spiders. If I placed them on the other side of the ravine, they could bombard the enemy positions.
There's no need for unnecessary cruelty. Raining spider venom onto soldiers just to melt them alive?
Exactly. And those that survive will bear the scars to back their stories of how their skinless asses were kicked out of Herish by raining death. Grow up, Zakera.
Sometimes I doubt you were ever human, Ludmilla.
The decision is mine to make and mine alone. I have heard your counsel. You may both retire.
I am truly impressed, Lord Vane. I recognize the Reaper of Souls. Once again, the bards of the Holy Falcon Empire will terrify their children with songs of your deeds.
This is not what Anastasia would have done, nor wanted you to do. She told me that you would teach me much. There is no honor for me on this path.
Zakera, what now? These Knights of Light have invaded our lands. Do you want us to put flowers over their graves? They need to be taught a lesson in pain, or they'll just keep coming back.
I'll pray to Asha for both of you. Your hearts are colder than stone.
Do not judge me, Zakera. Asha uses me the way I am.
Dangle the bodies of their dead from this side of the river. That will lessen their fervor, and they'll stop building this new bridge.
I've fought beside the Knights of the Empire. Cruel tactics will only strengthen their resolve. Give them nothing to fight for, and they'll lower their guard.
You were once the Reaper of Souls. The Vane of old would have painted his horse in their blood and turned their fallen into ghouls.
That Vane is gone, Ludmilla. Do not wake him. Good to see you again, Yashar. I'm feeling worthy. While roaming these lands, I had my skeletons harvest a field of red lilacs. If your concoction can soothe the sickness, I'll have the balm sent to Anastasia.
How ironic. She always said that you were trustworthy, but not the romantic type. And here you've cut a field of flowers for her.
I'll leave you horses and a wagon.
Never mind. I'll have balms sent to Anastasia myself. It may not slow the sickness, but it will relieve some of the pain. You see, I can walk again. Come with me. I have something else for you.
Lord Vane, the bridge builders have been stopped. What have you done with the prisoners?
Their bodies were thrown into the ravine. The soldiers have been turned to skeletons.
But Lord Vane, some of the builders were mere boys. Could they not have served a better purpose?
I showed them pity. Had I thought them criminals, I would have turned them into ghouls. If they have complaints, I pray they take it up with their dragon.
We could have kept the boys alive for their blood. They pose no threat, and we need fresh supplies.
Perhaps I did act rashly.
Vampire heads dangling from our sails when we return victorious to Falcon's Reach. In the name of Elrath's holy light, ready your blades for battle!
Princess Drew fights to win her father's pride and legitimize her claim to the throne. This is not a war against darkness. It is a pretext for glory. I never killed for glory. I sought something more. And never found it. This Princess Drew is indeed determined. We defeat her armies on land, and so she comes by sea. Defeat her on the sea, and she will come by air. She is rash. Only a complete defeat will dissuade her. It is time to put an end to this foolish war.
Your years with the Wind Swords have changed you, Vane. You bring back a prisoner in chains, but with her flesh and soul unharmed. Has the Reaper in you departed?
I am the same vein that left you 20 years ago, Anastasia. Memories can be forgotten, but we cannot change who we are.
You still stick to that story after everything. Leave me now. You have fulfilled your promise. A peace has been negotiated with the Falcon Empire, and I shall return the young Drew to the Emperor and Empress at month's end. Your wind swords await you.
Anastasia! Bluebeak, she's fallen unconscious. Find Zakara! Hurry, bird, hurry! What is this illness? Why am I not affected?
You and I were turned before the Mother Namtaru was found, and we took a less powerful venom. Those closest to the Mother are affected quickest, and Anastasia is among them. The sickness grows stronger, and will certainly catch up with us. But our newest shall die first. Belkith seeks a remedy with the Faceless. Our only hope remains with him.
Belketh has never worshipped the Spider Queen. He is a mystic seeking loftier paths. He's older than the vampires and Sar Alam himself. And when all of us have passed on, Belketh will remain.
If you question his commitment, he has as much to lose as the rest of us should the Spider Queen die. Even angels change with time, Vane, especially those who have fallen.
I will not rest until Anastasia is cleansed of this disease, and something tells me Belketh might lack the proper motivation. I will go to him with an army and hasten his research.